Mr. Speaker, the Lords, who are authorised by Her Majesty's Commission to declare her royal assent to acts passed by both Houses and to also declare the prorogation of Parliament, desire the presence of this honourable House.
Really? No.
Quite what the outside world makes of the British Parliament shutting down for 5 weeks when the UK is going through the biggest political crisis since World War II is anyone's guess. It was certainly less than popular among opposition MPs and the Speaker of the House of Commons.
This is not, however, a normal prorogation. It is not typical. It is not standard. It's one of the longest for decades, and it represents, not just in the minds of many colleagues, but huge numbers of people outside, an active executive fiat.
As Conservatives filed out, they were heckled by opposition MPs who refused to leave. They tried to stop the Speaker from leaving and then sang protest songs in the chamber.
Keep the red flag flying here.
It served to demonstrate only too clearly the collapse of traditional politics here.
Government ministers have offered no explanation of the deal they are seeking, even if there is such a deal they're seeking, let alone any worked-out proposals presented to Parliament for scrutiny. No wonder they're so keen to prorogue so early to avoid any scrutiny of what they're doing.
The ayes to the right, 293. The noes to the left, 46.
Earlier, Boris Johnson had lost his 6th vote in 6 days. Even fewer MPs casting their ballots for an October election than had done when he tried it the first time. And so, while the opposition accused him of cowardice for suspending Parliament, he accused them of the same thing.
The right honourable gentleman's cronies, together with those of other opposition parties, have been trying to disguise their preposterous cowardice by coming up with ever more outrageous excuses for delaying an election until the end of October or perhaps November, or when hell freezes over. In the dither, delay and procrastination, that has become the hallmark of the opposition.
Before Parliament was put into this induced coma, the opposition was able to force Boris Johnson into a corner. He is now going to have to seek some sort of compromise with the European Union if the UK is to leave the bloc by the end of October, as he insists must happen. But that in turn will infuriate the most pro-Brexit right wing of the party and will inevitably cost them seats whenever the national election happens. With his cabinet holding its regular meeting, these calculations will all be in play. Rumours abound of the potential for more resignations from the ruling party, as Johnson's many critics say his grip over Brexit becomes ever weaker. Laurence Lee, Al Jazeera, London.